Conspiracy theories have believers and skeptics, but are never scored for accuracy. Until now. This is CPR, the Conspiracy Plausibility Rating. 13 well-tested factors determining how possible they are. Hey there, truth seekers. Mandy the Conspiracy Canine here, and today we are going somewhere that got people banned from social media just for asking questions. Did the SARS virus behind the COVID-19 pandemic jump from an animal to a human at a wet market? Or was it leaked from a lab? And then maybe somebody tried very hard to cover that up. Let's run the CPR.
So, why do people believe this? A few reasons. First, the WIV was actively collecting and experimenting on bat coronaviruses from across China, including some of the closest known relatives to the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus. Second, in September 2019, months before the outbreak, the WIV quietly took its virus database offline. No explanation given. Third, the pandemic started in Wuhan, not in a rural province close to where these bats actually live. In Wuhan, where the lab is. That's not proof, but it's a question. Now here's where the conspiracy part comes in, the alleged cover-up. When the WHO sent investigators to Wuhan in early 2021, China controlled their access. Raw data was withheld. Key sites were off-limits. Early patient samples collected by Chinese scientists were reportedly ordered destroyed. And researchers who tried to publish independent findings faced pressure to stay quiet. None of this proves a leak, but it does fit the pattern of a government that doesn't want you to find something. Here's the theory in plain English. The Wuhan Institute of Virology, a Chinese government research lab located in the city where the pandemic started, was studying bat coronaviruses. The theory says one of those viruses escaped by accident and infected a lab worker or someone nearby. And when Chinese authorities figured out what happened, they didn't come clean. They covered it up, destroying samples, silencing scientists, and stonewalling international investigators. The scientific establishment, as of late 2021, still favored natural origin, meaning the virus probably jumped from animals to humans the same way SARS and MERS did. That's called zoonotic spillover. Their argument: this has happened before. The virus shows signs of natural evolution, and no direct lab evidence has surfaced. Some scientists pointed to a feature of the severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus called the furin cleavage site, unusual for this type of coronavirus, as potentially lab-associated. That debate was very much alive at the end of 2021. In May 2021, President Biden ordered a 90-day intelligence review. When it came back, the conclusion was inconclusive. Different agencies landed in different places. The FBI assessed a lab leak as most likely. Other agencies leaned toward natural origin. The director of national intelligence said they couldn't close the case either way. One thing most analysts agreed on: China's lack of transparency was making it nearly impossible to reach a definitive answer. That's a significant data point on its own. So how does this score? The theory gets strong marks for basic plausibility. Lab leaks happen, China had motive to cover up, and the historical precedent is real. SARS escaped from a Beijing lab in 2004. But the theory takes hits on witness quality and independent sourcing. Much of the evidence traces back to the same small pool of intelligence reports and circumstantial analysis. And on factor 8, whether this is the strongest explanation, natural zoonotic spillover still holds the edge by scientific consensus as of December 2021. Final CPR score, 5.4. 5.4 means pulse detected, and more importantly, it crosses the 5.0 threshold that CPR uses to designate something not as a conspiracy theory, but as an investigative lead. That's a meaningful distinction. This theory isn't asking you to believe in lizard people or faked moon landings. It's asking whether an authoritarian government covered up a catastrophic accident. As of December 31st, 2021, the CPR says, "We don't have enough to call it, but we have enough to keep asking."
That's episode 3. Want to know how we score a theory, the methodology? That video is coming. Subscribe so you catch it. Share your thoughts in the comments. Mandy the Conspiracy Canine does not run from a good argument. I'm Mandy the Conspiracy Canine. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Stay curious, stay skeptical, Thank you.